Oh, I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and I wanted to clarify this morning. This is Easter Sunday, and the Blacksburg, Virginia Tech shootings happened 10 years ago, and they're having a 10-year anniversary over there. This is one of the mind control murders that happened after I came here. Of course, I don't have to be somewhere for this to happen. And let me clarify this now. Back in Atlanta, Georgia. I lived in Marietta. Larry Flint was shot March the 6th of 78, and I was doing a medical malpractice book, MD A License to Kill, and I was talking about mind control murders used as a weapon to kill. It's invisible and hard to prove. I had a letter from the FBI, June the 23rd, 79. April Fool Day of 80, I was almost killed. I mean, it's a miracle I lived. So I wanted to jump to 83. One of the doctors I wrote about, Larry McDonald, was a congressman and urologist from Atlanta. The plane he was on, the KAO, was shot down by the Russian MiG. It veered into their airspace en route from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea. And all the passengers aboard went down into the ocean and died. And Larry McDonald was supposed to be on the plane. So I became a candidate to replace him. Larry Flint flew me out there. Now, he was shot in Lawrenceville, and it was a mind control shooting. The person was programmed to shoot him and to kill his attorney. And the judge was badly hurt and all that. Anyway, Mr. Flint flies me out there, and I didn't win. But Mr. Flint and the people at his home in Bel Air at the time knew a lot about mind control murders, etc. Of course, Mr. Flint had been shot. So now I want to jump to, I've been kept homeless. I came to Roanoke, Virginia in October the 20th of 86. And I didn't say this, let me give it as clarifications. I was kidnapped, and I found out about this time when I left Mr. Flint's right after then in 83 about my kidnapping, and I could remember some of it. I was kidnapped at age 2 and brought to America, and I was born in 39, and my father's Edward VIII, who was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, Windsor, 1936, when he was forced to abdicate. History tells you that he abdicated to marry Wallace Simpson, the American spy, which is a total lie. It was character assassination that took down my father because he wouldn't go along with the Illuminati. My father was honest and good, and look what was done to him, framed. Anyway, Wallace Simpson married a double, an impostor, and became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. I was born 41, heir to the British Crown, legal. So I've put all this up, and so I'm going to stop there and just talk about the mind control murder that I wanted to correct the date because something happened recently. So let me just give the dates. February the 29th, 2012, I moved from Joseph Stream in Bedford, Virginia, back to Roanoke, to Corporate Suites on Lakeside Drive, Northern Drive, Lakeside shopping centers where they're located next to them, and they're nice. I go back there. Roberta is the manager, so this is the last of February of 2012. Now then, I move, and I'm going to jump to, because I've been kept penniless and a pauper and homeless. So now then, on January the 12th of 2013, I live at Quality Inn on Third Lane Road in Roanoke County here, Virginia. And on August the 3rd, Alexis Murphy goes missing. She's a student, a black young girl, and she's from Livingston. She goes missing. Now then, her car was found parked, I believe, at a movie theater over there. And Randy Taylor is in prison for her murder, although her body's never been found. Now, this is just one of the mind control murders, and hers can be proven. Yes, it can. Absolutely. If she's murdered, it was done in patterns, and as of yet, there's no body. So on August the 3rd of 2013, I got it, yeah, 20, I'm confused because I have scabies. One of these beautiful motels I've had to live in, and I've come here, and it's this one is not much better, but it's horrible, but it confuses me. I've always just done videos from memory. Very painful and hard to get rid of. But anyway, Alexis goes missing August the 3rd of 2013. The next day, a friend of mine takes me to get another phone. I had gotten a phone in April 2012 when I lived at Affordable Corporate Suites. And Roberto was the manager. And I was on Facebook, but he took me out to get a new phone so I could upload YouTube. This is the day after Alexis goes missing. So now then I've uploaded all this about my kidnapping and documents to support it. And where Larry Flynn, I ran in a campaign and he endorsed me in the magazine for president, April of 84 editorial, which was nice. Okay, now I haven't seen him since or anything. So now that I want to get back to this, I left Quality Inn in 2014, March the 3rd, I believe. And I'm trying to correct the dates because I think I had the dates missing, maybe not correct on some YouTubes I just put up a week ago. So I leave over there and go back to Corporate Suites now. And the manager there is named Debbie McKay. So Debbie, this is March or April of 2014, and Alexis Murphy was killed August, well, if she's dead, she went missing August the 3rd of 2013, and I get the new phone the next day to YouTube things on the 4th of 2013. So now that it's 2014, I'm back at Corporate Suites. Debbie McKay is manager. She tells me that she left a job at the bank, said she'd been there all her life, and to come and be manager there, which is a come down, would be, if that was true. She showed me a photo, or, well, not a photo, she turned the computer around and showed me a picture of her daughter, and she was in a prom dress. She never told me her daughter's name. She said that she was not going to allow to happen to her daughter what happened to Alexis Murphy. So I have always paid my rent on time, to the day or before if I could. I'm allergic to chemicals. I can live normally like other people unless force-fed. And therein gets how I've been run and kept penniless, and even that, the inflammation is an autoimmune disorder. I'm allergic to chemicals, and when I'm fed toxic, it has to be toxic fumes that would probably hurt anyone. It causes my immune system to attack itself, and inflammation that can take out my kidneys, lungs, any body part, especially if you're continually subjected to it, breathing them. You have to get away from breathing them. So that's it. So anyway, Debbie, then I stayed there, I don't know, last April or what. And this is a lie and can be proven. They would, she said in a letter that she put on my door that I wouldn't let them come in and use the chemicals to clean. Well, that's a lie. They did, only they used chemicals that were illegal to use. And of course, now then I look back, and Debbie was telling me that she had been gotten to, really, that they had threatened her daughter, to kill her daughter, because this is done in patterns and hard to prove. Mind control's invisible, like I said. And her daughter's name is Alexis, just like Alexis Murphy. Only her daughter's still alive as far as I know. So Debbie put the letter on the door, and I asked her, I said, well, if I come up and I stand there till you take my money, she said, I'll have you arrested for trespassing. And she could, believe me. I can't get an attorney, etc. So now then, I'm going to fast forward to where I stayed for 5 months here. It was Howard Johnson's. It's now, the name changed to, well, I'm going blank here. I swear I just moved and had such a bad time. Night's Inn on Third Lane Road, owned by the Patels and Shaws. I was told, well, I know this. You can't tell it. Can you imagine? I put it up on YouTube, and people around here know it's true, but nobody's going to touch it. I'm getting whooped up on, believe me, and without an attorney, I'm kind of helpless. And so anyway, at Night's Inn, I stayed, and I was told that I would get an apartment at Richfield. But it looks bad if I move, and I can't tell this. People just tune it out. They're afraid of it. So I stayed there and was moved a few times from room to room, and it was mites, and I won't get into it. It ended up, I stayed there so that through all of this, suffering through it, and pulling my stuff from room to room, and I have scabies. And that's bad. I don't know if anybody knows what it's like, but especially for an elderly person, and I'm 78 years old, so it's really bad. It gets to my immune system. So that's why I'm a little bit confused and putting up the dates and wanted to clarify. But when I moved from over there, I moved to where I'm at the moment, which is not good either. I don't have that much money to stay in nice places, and they keep me homeless. So I called over to Northern Drive, and Debbie was still there, which kind of shocked me. And I didn't say anything to her I must have said my name, I guess. But I asked her if they had a studio, that's what I was in before. I didn't say that to her, but if they had a studio available. She said no, but they had one over at Lunsford, Williamson Road here in Roanoke. This is all in Roanoke County. So she referred me to this, to call them because they had availables. So I called, and Jessica answered, and she said she was housekeeper, but she also was, and this is what goes on over at Debbie's, the place she's at on Northern. The manager and the housekeeper do the same thing. They do both a lot of the times. So Jessica answers the phone, tells me they've remodeled, and I told her, I said, Debbie from over at Northern Drive said you had availabilities, that she was booked up. She said, oh, we do have, and she was just sweet, telling me all about the remodeling, and except the price had gone up. And she said, I did mention that I was allergic to chemicals, heavy, if they were heavy. And she, oh, we don't do that. We'll work with you. We don't use anything heavy like that. I thought, well, to myself, well, that's a first, because you certainly used it when I was there. So anyway, I told her I'd take it. And the minute I hung up, I thought, why did I do that? Because it's too much money. I can't do it. Well, I started to call her back, and in that split second moment, she's on the phone calling me. She says, well, Debbie just called me and said that she's just rented the apartment here. Well, she had more than one. So what Debbie has done, this is the mother, this is manager at Northern, that did this to me, stating, made me move, and she was allowed to do it, to save her daughter's life, because her daughter's name Alexis, and I didn't know it at the time. Now, I put the letter up on YouTube back then that she sent me, because this is all illegal, what's being done to me. So I again was going to find the letter, because I've always kept it, and I know exactly where it's supposed to be. But I had to move because of the scabies. Whether I get the apartment at Richfield or not, I moved a week ago because I've been to the doctor twice, and it's really taken a toll on me. It's so hard to get rid of. And I looked and I couldn't find it. A week ago when I moved and called Debbie, everything was rifled through my personal papers that have been pretty much left alone all these years. And that was missing. As far as I know, that letter was the only thing missing. So I started I was going to put it up on YouTube and Facebook again because Debbie's still there with her job, and what she's done is illegal. So I was going to put it up again. Well, I didn't have it. So that's why I put things up, and I think I got the dates, a couple of the dates wrong. So I wanted to clarify it. And I wanted to say one more thing before this YouTube's over. I don't think any of this has done me any good. I told about my kidnapping and mind control murders. The only way that the mind control murders, it has to be told. MK Ultra was brought before Congress years ago in '53, given a slap on their wrist, so to speak, and turned loose. In Congress, and your congressmen all know this. So why they don't tell you Aurora, Colorado, Virginia Tech, which they're the anniversaries today, next door here, in Blacksburg, they won't tell it. I have gone to all the media. The media is controlled by the Rockefellers that kidnapped me. And this is a weapon that's being used to program mass armies, and you can kill just one person, or like Aurora, Colorado, Tucson, Arizona, Blacksburg. I can go way back to the ones I was writing about, and that was Larry Flint, and like Alexis Murphy, and Hannah Graham was a student at Charlottesville. And Jesse Matthews is in prison for that. These are program shooters who people hate. Some of them are put to death, and they are victims themselves, and people don't want to admit it. But anyway, until you tell the mechanism used and all about it, it's not going to stop. People seem to just want to get rid of me if I don't say anything, just do anything and everything to me, get me out of the way. And I wanted to say this. There was a group put together, Help Save the Next Girl. This does not involve just the next girl like Hannah Graham, who I am so sorry. She's a British lady. I was sorry anybody got killed. I was trying to tell about it on the few bucks I've got, walking, going to the press, going to D.C., and nobody will print any of it. So Help Save the Next Girl certainly won't help save the next girl. You have to stop the mind control and the programming. And it's certainly not going to stop the mass killings and all the other singular killings that have been done, not just in the United States, but other countries. So by telling the truth, and I didn't get myself kidnapped and brought over here, people actually have hated me and just want me gone. So Debbie still has her job, and her daughter could have been one of them that I was trying to tell about in mind control and stop the mind control being used. Her daughter could. That's the reason that she kicked me out. She was gotten to and threatened, so she still got her job and they're living good. So where do you think this leaves me?